My name is Luke Hopper. I am a Vice-Chancellor's Research Fellow here at Edith Cowan University, and I run this motion capture studio here, which is directly connected with the WA Academy of Performing Arts. I've always been the artsy guy in the science school or the science guy in the arts school, and at the moment I'm the science guy in the arts school. Back in my teens, I wanted to become a professional ballet dancer, but unfortunately didn't have the feet for ballet and went on to study human movement science in my undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. I had all the intentions of looking into injury rehab and prevention, but at the time, the school that I was at had this really fun looking motion capture system where they were doing all of these biomechanical studies. So I did my PhD in biomechanics, but was sort of drawn back to the arts through my studies. We use the system for two different types of applications. So when I first started here at ECU, I was predominantly focused on scientific applications of the system where we measure movement and use scientific method to look at different movement strategies or potentially injury risks associated with different movements. Being employed on a predominantly arts campus, I was, drawn towards focusing on what the motion capture industry call the entertainment applications of motion capture, which involves capturing movement for application into digital productions such as film and games and TV. I travelled at my Churchill Fellowship in 2019. I travelled to the UK and I visited some of the major dance research centres throughout London and abroad, and also visited some of the major motion capture centres in the UK, namely Vicon and Audio Motion Studios. While I was in London on the fellowship, I was able to connect with the guys from the mocap vaults who have specialised in performance for motion capture. They have got this great CV where they've been zombies and they've been Spider-Man and they've been the Hitman and they've been military guys, all for AAA games. So we've been fortunate enough, even through COVID, to remotely connect Paul Moini, who's one of the mocap vaults trainers, and he's been training the actors here at WAPA in intensive courses. And then we've got the good fortune of having the studio here so that the actors can then play with the studio, see themselves on the screen, get the wow factor out of their system and jump around and wave at their avatars on the screen, but then actually go through some takes in a way that they would experience in a formal mocap shoot. We've then, with those actors having that experience, been able to employ them for the different projects that we've been doing. The best advice I could give to someone thinking about applying for a Churchill Fellowship is to think about your experience and your passions and where you would like to grow, and then look abroad and think, who is doing that in the world? Who can I learn from? Who can I gather experience from? And write the application, because it is so easy to put that together in a way that is authentic and will speak to the reviewers of the fellowship application. And as long as you're looking to better yourself in a way that's going to have some impact in society and that you can go out and bring that back to Australia, I think you'll be a very good chance. One of the main lessons that I brought back from my fellowship is that almost everyone I met was really passionate about their work, and it didn't matter if they were in a large multinational company or small research conglomerate. It's the quality of the work that shone through that gave them that international reputation that had drawn me to them already. I definitely come back to Perth with the sense of focusing on a high quality of work with a passion that I have for the work is just so important for establishing that presence and feeling the value in myself for the work that I do here in Perth.